2022년 4월 3일 플로리다주 마이애미에서 끔찍한 살인 사건이 발생했습니다.
A man stabbed to death in a posh apartment building in Edgewater.
The man killed was 27-year-old Christian 오붐셀리를. One person has been detained concerning the stabbing.
그런데 살인 용의자로 현장에서 즉각 체포된 범인은 놀랍게도 다급하게 911 구조 요청을 했던 최초 신고자 클레니'였습니다.
Ma'am, what is the address?
자신이 남자친구를 살해하고선 소름 돋는 연기를 펼치는 용의자.
I grab a knife and I said, "Don't come anywhere closer to me." I had absolutely no intention of using it.
Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could.
Christian is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God.
악마의 탈을 쓴 이 살인 용의자와 억울하게 죽은 피해자 사이에는 도대체 무슨 일이 있었던 걸까? 그리고 철저한 거짓말로 수사망을 빠져나가려 했던 그녀는 결국 어떤 처벌을 받게 될까? 지금부터 저와 함께 이 기막힌 사건의 전말을 파헤쳐 보겠습니다. 처벌 실화냐?
One operator dial. What is the address of your emergency? Area man, please.
3101. It's 130, so 130.
Ma'am, listen to me. You need to stop screaming on the line and give me the address.
3101.
I'm gonna die. I can't feel my arm.
3101.
I can't feel my arm.
Ma'am.
So my boyfriend is dying of a stab.
Ma'am, what is the address?
What's that? What's the address, baby?
3131.
3131 Northeast 7th Ave. Baby, I'm so sorry. Baby.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
If you have a stab wound to his shoulder, can you sit down?
What do you mean he has a stab wound on his shoulder, ma'am?
Sit up. Listen, please, God, please, sit up. Please, God, sit up.
Listen, ma'am. Listen, I'm sending help. I need you to tell me exactly what happened.
다급한 911 신고를 받고 현장에 출동한 경찰. 굳게 닫힌 문을 열고 들어선 그들은 눈앞에 펼쳐진 참혹한 광경에 할 말을 잃었습니다.
You get up right now.
Why you have to keep him upright? I just want to keep him
Get up
upright.
right now. Mommy, go home.
Wait, how?
Listen, get up right now.
No, I can't. I can't let this. Okay. Guys,
Relax.
Why? No, guys.
Relax.
Boss, what's going on?
Guys, please.
Relax,
I'm
sit down.
Here. Okay.
Sit down.
Here, just let me.
Sit down.
Okay. Baby, come here. Just sit down.
These people are in the elevator.
Which
They need
elevator?
to open. They need to open.
Hey, Danny, give me.
Stay down, man.
Danny, I need you.
Wait, open.
Jesse.
Keep this open.
Guys, please tell me what's going on.
Ranger.
집안 곳곳에는 선명한 핏자국이 있었고 피투성이가 된 채 쓰러진 남성을 안고 있는 여성이 있었기 때문이죠.
Sit down, relax, okay?
Boys, come here. Boys, Jesse, come here. Just baby, sit down. They won't tell me if he's okay.
Listen, we don't know.
No. Come here, baby. Jesse, come here. Hey, baby, it's gonna be okay.
Ranger,
Hey,
come back.
I might have to go to the cops for a couple of days, but I'll be back home, okay? It'll be okay, baby. I promise I'll be.
Ranger,
It'll be
come
okay,
back.
baby.
What's his name?
Daddy will be back.
What is
Daddy will
his
be
What's his
back.
name?
What is his name?
Christian Orbumselli.
What's his name?
Christian Orbumselli.
Christian.
Orbumselli, please.
Listen, sit down. Do me a favor, sit down. Do not
Why are
move.
you yelling at me?
Do not move.
Why are you yelling at me?
Do not move. Sit
Okay,
down.
okay, but
We don't know what's going on. We don't know what happened.
I'm terrified
So
for him.
right now, yeah, don't worry. They're helping him. So just sit down. Don't move, okay? Oh, he's right there. Just
Jesse,
sit
come
down.
here, baby.
Sit
Jesse,
down.
come here.
Relax.
Jesse, come here. I'm just trying to get my dog. Can you just bring my dog to me? Hey, baby.
Take the medical box, Danny.
I need you to get out of the way. Okay.
Okay, let's move more.
He's alive.
Sit down.
Where do I go? Where can I go inside?
Sit down.
Hey, just no. They won't bite. Just bring him out here. Okay, I'm asking you as a person. Can you please bring my other dog out to me?
Your dog is right there. Forget about the dog now. Don't worry.
Make sure to stay.
Forget about the dog.
We need to rope off that elevator. As you can see, there's blood in it.
There's blood in it?
Yeah.
I got it. Is that elevator one there, right?
Yeah.
That's the one descending on the far left?
Yeah, that's elevator one.
So after they get out of
After
it,
they get out?
shut the elevator down. No movement on that. But wait for them to come out because they're about to land right now. All right, that's them coming out.
Let's see, they got one step. Let them know he's in and you're going to go all the way down.
Hey, shut that elevator down now, bro.
Homicide, the one responding for DV.
Wait, is he dead? Is he dead?
Listen.
Take a seat.
Sit down.
Okay, no, I'll sit down. I just you scared me.
Sit down.
He's not dead, is he?
We don't.
No, they're taking him to the hospital right now.
He's in the hospital right now.
I need to be at the hospital with him.
Oh, you're not going anywhere.
Why?
Because we're conducting an investigation.
It was I was self-defense. I mean, my mom was on the phone.
You okay? Well, listen, the detectives are coming. You're gonna talk to them, and then you're gonna explain your side.
But I'm gonna be covered in blood. I look crazy. I was holding him while he was spurting blood, trying to stop the blood. But I'm covered in blood. It makes me look really bad. I was holding him the whole time.
I know. We're trying to see what's going on. Calm down, okay? Calm down.
I want him to be okay, please.
Okay, calm down. Calm down.
자신의 몸에 피를 묻힌 채 현장에 있던 여성. 그녀의 이름은 코트니 클레니'였습니다. 대중들에게는 코트니 테일러라는 예명으로 더 잘 알려진 인물이기도 하죠.
My name is Courtney Taylor, and I'm about 8 days out from my first show, the NPC West Coast Classic. And today we're going to hit some back and bites, so let's get started.
초반엔 탄탄한 몸매를 자랑하는 피트니스 유튜버이자 인스타그램 모델이었고 온리팬스로 플랫폼을 옮기며 수백만 명의 팔로워를 거느린 메가 인플루언서였습니다. 피투성이가 된 현장, 용의자 코트니는 수갑을 찬 바닥에 앉아서도 끊임없이 정당방위를 주장했습니다. 그리고 아주 기괴한 말들이 그녀의 입에서 흘러나왔죠.
You're the girlfriend?
That's me. That's me. I'm covered in it. I was holding him the whole time. He was like, running blood.
So who did it? Can you give us any information?
Absolutely, I can.
I'll get this stretcher ready. Yeah. You know who it was?
I need these dogs out here. Okay, let's move over here so we have more space, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, let's.
That way.
Just sit down, relax.
Okay,
They're gonna
that's
take care of him.
Okay,
Your doggies are right here.
Okay. Hey, boys, just sit down.
So what happened?
I'm like covered head to toe. I love him like more than like.
Okay. So what happened today that we're here?
So I had broken up with him about a week ago. And then today again, like we just weren't getting along kind of, but like I said, we're breaking up again.
So you guys trying to get back together?
Yes, absolutely. Because I want to marry him. I love him. I think that he could change. I could change, whatever. And he just, I said, he started doing some. He said he wouldn't do it to me again. I said, you know what? We're over. And I walked away, and he pinned me to the wall.
사람이 피를 흘리며 생사를 오가는 상황. 하지만 그녀의 머릿속은 사람들에게 보일 자신의 옷차림과 남겨진 강아지 걱정으로 가득 차 있었습니다.
Just like a loose, like comfortable shirt. I think that there's like t-shirts or whatever in there. I need to go to the hospital. I have to.
You gotta give us a statement.
That's fine. But can I go to the hospital at some
After we
point?
done, yes.
Can I say bye? Can I say bye to my dad? I'll be right back, boys. I'll be right back, okay? You can get. I'll be right back. Ranger. Baby, don't cry.
Prado, this is my number. You can call me Jim. Call the friend.
Don't worry. Listen, he already saw.
A man stabbed to death in a posh apartment building in Edgewater.
The man killed was 27-year-old Christian Obumelli. One person has been detained concerning the stabbing.
The stabbing death of Christian Obumelli remains under investigation. Police still trying to determine if this is a case of self-defense or if this is murder.
살인 용의자로 체포된 코트니. 그리고 강도 높은 수사가 진행될 것이라고 생각했습니다. 하지만 현실은 그와 정반대였죠. 경찰은 간단한 조사만 마친 뒤 코트니를 그대로 집으로 돌려보냈습니다. 도대체 어떻게 이런 일이 가능했던 것일까? 그 배경에는 건너편 아파트 주민의 결정적인 제보도 한몫했습니다.
Me and my girl went out Saturday night. We came home real early, like early Sunday morning, 3:30 a.m.
Right.
Go in the kitchen, get some little drink, you know, get ready to go to bed. I see him, my girl saw too, in that bedroom that's facing out to our street. Bam!
Punching her?
Oh yeah, hitting her. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm like, babe, look, look, look. He saw us looking, fucking blinds go straight down.
이 목격담이 더해지면서 정당방위라는 코트니의 주장은 완벽한 설득력을 얻는 듯했습니다. 현지 경찰은 확실한 물증이 나오기 전까지 플로리다주의 정당방위법을 깰 수 없다며 수사에 소극적인 태도를 보였고 그녀를 풀어준 것이었습니다. 하지만 살인 용의자를 곧바로 석방한 경찰의 결정은 엄청난 후폭풍을 불러왔습니다. 흑인 커뮤니티와 대중들은 폭발했습니다. 만약 흑인 남성이 피를 뒤집어 쓴 채 발견됐다면 1초의 망설임 없이 현장에서 즉각 체포됐을 거라며 이른바 백인의 눈물이 만들어낸 특권이라고 사법 시스템을 강하게 비판했습니다.
So we know good and well that that girl unalived that black boy, right? Now it's, it was self-defense?
She used her white tails to save herself from any consequences for literally murdering a black man in cold blood.
If the roles were reversed, his mugshot would be all over the nightly news.
There's absolutely no way on earth we can let her get away with this.
여기에 더해 대중의 분노를 들끓게 하는 사건이 발생했습니다. 경찰 조사 직후 무혐의로 풀려난 코트니가 한 호텔바에서 태연하게 술을 마시고 있는 모습이 사람들의 카메라에 포착된 겁니다.
Yeah, and are seeking justice. Yeah,
What?
let's all videotape her. Right now, you should go. Yeah, you should go. Because you just lost your boyfriend. Yeah, you did. Yeah, and he's fighting. Yeah, okay, cool.
시민들이 다가가 거세게 항의하자 코트니는 아빠와 함께 황급히 자리를 떴습니다. 어제 남자친구를 살해하고 일말의 죄책감이나 슬픔조차 안 보이는 그녀의 소름돋는 태도에 여론은 걷잡을 수 없이 들끓었습니다. 가족을 잃은 유족 역시 가만히 있지 않았죠. 사비를 털어 마이애미 법조계의 거물, 레리 핸드필드 변호사를 선임했습니다. 과거 마이애미 경찰 불신검문 위원장까지 지냈던 그는 현지 경찰 수사의 생리와 허점을 누구보다 잘 아는 베테랑이었습니다. 핸드필드는 왜 가해자를 즉각 체포하지 않느냐며 수사기관을 무섭게 몰아붙였고 이는 들끓는 여론에 기름을 부었습니다. 노련한 변호사의 집요한 압박과 대중의 분노. 4개월 동안 수사를 펼친 수사당국은 마침내 코트니의 정당방위 주장을 완벽하게 부술 결정적인 증거들을 찾아냈습니다. 수사팀이 확보한 첫 번째 증거는 라스베가스 가정폭력 신고 이력이었습니다.
Good morning.
My boyfriend and I just got into like a loud argument, calling each other names. It was so stupid because I've done that before in our house, and I.
What have you done?
Thrown a glass at him, plate, and I could just see, like the way that things were going, we were either gonna get loud or I was gonna end up throwing something or like get in trouble somehow. So I was like, you know what, I'm just nipping this in the bud.
호텔에서 코트니가 크리스천에게 물건을 던지고 폭행한 혐의로 신고 접수가 된 것이었습니다. 하지만 당시 혐의는 무혐의 처분으로 끝났었죠. 그리고 두 번째 증거는 콜로라도 아스펜에서 찍은 영상이었습니다.
Anyway, like I was sober for 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and now why am I not sober? Because of you. Like, but you're hindering my progress.
You need to sit down. You need to sit
Let go of me. Let go of me.
Come on.
Let go of me.
Okay.
Come on, boy. Let go of me.
What are me? You don't want to hit me?
Christian, he saw me, and I know he's looking. I'm fed up with you. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with how you treat me.
You
yes, I'm not mad at you.
You let Moana say some lying that affected you.
I didn't let her say anything.
I didn't say
you did.
Hey, let's go to Moana right now. Let's pull up her.
No, I'm just gonna hear the scenes.
No, she's in the group chat. Let's put her on the phone right now.
I dare you.
Yeah, you dare me? Keep saying
you
it.
do it.
Then stop saying it then.
Do it.
Then stop saying it then. Then stop saying it then.
옆에 지인들이 있었음에도 불구하고 폭력적인 성향이 그대로 나타난 영상이었죠. 세 번째 증거는 죽은 피해자의 휴대폰에서 복원된 비밀 녹음 파일들이었습니다.
Don't touch me!
What is going on? Like, what are you gonna get this mad at me when I'm apologizing to you?
No, Christian.
Like, you're thinking I'm doing it on
Drop your drop your high pitch.
Okay, I'm not doing it on purpose.
You're so sorry.
Yes, and I am so sorry.
So shut up and let me fucking slap you, dumb.
Oh, you're not gonna slap me.
Give me my phone.
You have your phone.
I don't have it anymore. Find it and fucking charge it.
자신이 당하는 일상적인 학대를 남기기 위해 몰래 녹음기를 켜두었던 것이었죠. 그리고 마지막 네 번째, 코트니의 철저한 피해자 코스프레를 산산조각 낸 결정적 영상들입니다. 사건 발생 이틀 전인 4월 1일 소란 신고로 경찰이 출동했었습니다.
We had a domestic dispute. This young lady, she informed us that her boyfriend comes charging towards her, and we actually try to get in the middle of it.
I stayed in my apartment all day. I didn't take my dogs out for like 8 hours because I was afraid that when I came down here, he was going to beat down. And when I did come down, I walked my dogs, and he was telling me he wouldn't leave me alone. I said, please just walk my dogs and we're not together.
Courtney, does he have any property in your apartment?
He has so much. Can I, with respect, can I please? I just like, I just feel like I'm not being heard.
What else do you need?
I was told I was going to get a chance to speak.
Go ahead, Courtney. What's going on?
Are you gonna listen?
We're listening. Go ahead.
You say something wrong.
All right. So what do you want to say?
I want to be like, I want to be like exonerated, I guess, of like anything wrong. And I want him, okay, the police are here. I want a restraining order against Christian O붐selli's.
We don't issue those.
Because, no, I'm serious.
Courts.
Can I do that? Where
you have to go to court. You have to go to downtown.
How can I make myself first? Because I know him and he would do it. How can I make myself first? I had a lot of opportunities to call y'all, and I did not. So when he's following me around this dog park, I said, there is no, your time is up. Like, that's it. And then all of a sudden...
So you question this. I need a restraining order against him.
Okay, do you hear all this?
Listen.
Okay, they're listening.
Who's on the phone with you?
Just my dad.
Okay. You understand? Your questions are making much of an...
I am... Right now, like, I have not always been the victim, but, like, right now, I'm a freaking victim in the situation. I'm scared to go downstairs and walk my dogs. I just walked him, and I told him, you don't have a chance, and now, all of a sudden, this is all happening.
What's his name?
Christian O붐selli.
코트니는 겁에 질린 표정으로 눈물을 흘리며 자신이 괴롭힘을 당하고 있고 당장 접근 금지 명령을 내려달라고 애원했습니다. 영락없는 데이트 폭력의 피해자 모습이었죠. 하지만 검찰이 찾아낸 사건 2달 전 아파트 엘리베이터 CCTV는 전혀 다른 진실을 말해주고 있었습니다. 엘리베이터 문이 닫히자마자 코트니는 크리스천을 구석으로 몰아넣고 머리채를 휘어잡으며 무자비한 주먹질을 쏟아냈습니다. 그녀가 주장한 피해자라는 모습이라고는 1도 보이지 않았습니다. 경찰 앞에서는 연약한 척 연기했지만 실제로는 가해자였던 것이죠. 이 명백한 증거들 앞에 용의자의 피해자 코스프레는 산산조각이 났습니다.
We are charging 26-year-old Courtney Taylor Clenny with one count of second-degree murder in Christian's death.
마침내 사건 발생 4개월 뒤 마이애미 경찰은 휴양지 하와이의 한 최고급 재활시설에 숨어 지내던 코트니를 2급 살인 혐의로 전격 체포했습니다. 철저하게 피해자 코스프레를 하던 살인마의 가면이 완전히 벗겨지는 순간이었습니다. 살인 혐의로 전격 체포된 코트니 클레니. 그렇다면 사건 당일 마이애미 경찰서 취조실에서는 대체 어떤 일이 있었기에 경찰이 이 살인 용의자를 그대로 풀어줬던 걸까? 당시의 신문 영상을 다시 한번 뜯어봐야겠습니다. 사건 직후의 초기 신문 영상입니다. 피투성이가 된 가운을 입고 있지만 태도는 놀라울 정도로 가볍습니다.
My apologies for being absolutely fucking covered in blood.
Listen, you don't have to apologize, okay? I completely understand. All right? Things happen, and you can't control it. Okay? So, you don't have to apologize for it. All right? Detective Brasino, okay? And this is my partner, Sergeant Rodriguez. We just want to hear your side of the story and what occurred, so we can piece this together and come to an understanding. Yeah? Yeah, fortunately we weren't there. You know, you were, so there's no better person to tell it than you.
And it took so long for I don't.
이어서 본격적인 신문이 시작되자 철저하게 준비된 피해자 코스프레가 이어집니다.
I was doing laundry and watching a Christina Randall or listening to a Christina Randall video, and tried to call my mom. She didn't answer the first time, and then he came back with a Subway sandwich, and I said something about like, oh, are you gonna like reshare your location with me? Like, did you want to share it? And he said, yeah, I shared it. And I was like, oh, when did you do that? And he goes, the other day, like when you were done with me. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. Like, reshare it. And then he told, I mean, it kind of like turned into like a little like argument or something. And then he told me to reshare mine, and I was like, okay, yeah, I will. And then I didn't do it immediately. He asked me about it again. And I don't know what I was thinking, but it just said something about, well, what if I'm somewhere you don't want me to be?
Okay.
Which I wouldn't have been. I love him, but just like, you know, maybe you don't want to know where I am. I guess maybe it'll just like hurt him because he was pressing me, and he ended up pinning me against the wall. And then, I mean, I said like choking me on the floor. It's just like they were looking at my neck, and I was like, I mean, I'm not saying like choking me, like, you know, whatever. But I mean, he had my like neck, like and this happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe and I was on the floor. Yeah. I could not breathe, and I don't think that he was trying to kill me, but I was scared, and all 3 times I have been scared. So yeah, I'm on the floor, and he had me pinned, and lets me up. I'm on the get my mom on the phone, and I'm just trying to really remember. Hey, my mom on the phone, and I remember she was standing like against the couch, like we were obviously it was a big deal at this point. So this happened like over by the door, and somehow moved like over in the living room. He was standing by the couch, facing toward the kitchen, and I was in the kitchen. And then he just like, I could see like all the whites in his eyes, and he was like coming at me. And so I grabbed one of these knives. My mom got me for Christmas. I grabbed one of them, and I was like, I swear to God. I swear to God. It was just like, I mean, I grab and be like, don't come anywhere closer to me. Because, earlier, that was happening 2 other times, I couldn't fucking breathe. I'm sorry. I couldn't breathe. And it's very scary. And I just think, like, just like this kind of thing where I was saying, like, do you know if he's okay? If he's choking me and he's angry enough, he might, like, this is different, I think. But if he's, like, choking me or, like, pinning me or something and I can't breathe, he might go too long. So I grab my knife and I said, don't come anywhere closer to me. I had absolutely no intention of using it. I'm on the phone with my mom, and he's coming at me like he's going to grab either the phone or, like, the knife or something. And so I was just like, I was like, don't come any closer. Coming at me, and I drew it. And I meant for it to go.
How far away was he? Like the length of his room?
No, further than that.
Okay.
Oh, well, if I said, yeah, you're right, it was more than 10 feet then. It was definitely further than this.
수사관은 벽에 밀쳐졌다면서 어떻게 바닥에서 뒹굴며 싸우게 된 건지 구체적인 정황을 캐묻습니다.
So you told me that he had you against the wall at one point, right? With his hands over your neck? And how did you end up from the wall to the ground?
Let me go. Let me go, and then I started swinging on him because I had been against the wall.
Okay.
I started trying to hit him.
Yeah.
And then he put me on the ground.
He dropped you to the ground. What did he do? Like, did he like lift you up, or did he grab your hair? Did he just kind of like rotate you onto the ground?
I really couldn't even tell you.
He pushed you.
If I could have like been given all these questions, before, I could be like, maybe let me think about it.
그러자 방금 전까지 술술 말을 이어가던 코트니가 갑자기 당황하기 시작합니다.
Or when I'm trying to remember like a whole situation of where I was very upset about something, which I've learned this in therapy and whatever. It's like write down like all the details so you don't forget. Just like write it all out clearly so that it makes sense to you and makes sense to somebody else. But I haven't had a chance to have a pen and paper or my phone to like write down exactly what happened, and I haven't really even like fully thought about it. So honestly, my answer is I don't remember.
펜과 종이로 직접 적어봐야 기억이 난다며 교묘하게 디테일한 답변을 피해버리죠.
So you think you can tell us the story one more time, just so I can make sure that I didn't miss anything?
Didn't you write everything down?
No, he's writing it down for me. But I just want to make sure that you can explain to us one more time the story.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can see how I am. Okay. He went to go get me Subway, or he went to go get himself Subway. Then got me Subway. He rode his bike, or I guess whatever, walked something. Came back, and then I was trying to look for his location, like while he was gone. Not because I was wondering where he was, like sketchy.
Yeah.
But just like trying to see how far he was, because I was.
He was on his way back. Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So I couldn't see it, and he said that he would change it the night before. I think, I don't know. And he was he asked me if I would change mine back, and I said something along the lines of what?
What?
Oh, it said something. I'm staring at your yellow paper because it's in front of me. I cannot read one thing, so I don't know if you think like I'm.
No, you're good.
Okay, so the subway thing. He comes back. I asked him about his location. He said he'll change it. Asked me about mine. I said something mean or unnecessary about, even though I wasn't anywhere, saying something like, oh, well, you wouldn't want to know. Something like that. And he ended up getting upset. And that's kind of like where I'm from there. Got me against the wall. Don't remember exactly where it went from there. And I was on the floor. Let me go. I called my mom.
So he had you against the wall. He was holding you by the neck, right?
Yes.
And then he let you go. You start swinging at him, and then he ends up putting you on the ground. Correct. And then
when I was up against the wall, I mean when he had me like this, I was just trying to get it off.
Yeah, you're trying to get it.
But it wasn't. I didn't feel.
You felt the pressure.
It wasn't a long time.
Yeah.
It wasn't a long time, and it wasn't extremely hard. It was kind of just like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay. And then he put you on the ground after that. And then he said something that you don't remember what he said.
Gritting his teeth.
Okay. And then he let you go.
Yes.
Okay. And you got up, and then what happened?
I went into the kitchen. I picked up my phone from my charger.
Okay.
To call my mom. Actually, at that point, I walked into the living room. She was sitting on the couch. I didn't say this before. I walked into the living room. I called my mom. You could see I was calling my mom.
Okay.
That made him angry. I went in his living room, took us on the couch. He came in there and tried to get the phone out of my hand. So I went back into the kitchen. And at that point, I was sitting there, and I grabbed the knife, which... Did
he ever get the phone out of your hands, or...?
No.
No?
No. He just came over to me. He was trying to get it, and then we went into the kitchen. I don't not think that this was. I don't know. I really don't know if this is justified at all. I actually don't know.
Well, that's what
I really don't know because I know I was scared, but I really don't know.
So you grabbed the knife.
Because I grabbed a knife. I grabbed a knife and I said, like, pretty much just like, don't get any close to me. And then came with me, said something, came with me, and then I just like threw it. And I really.
How exactly did you throw it? Did you just throw like that?
How many times?
No. How exactly did you throw it? Like you threw it like this, or kind of like flung it at him, overhead, or how did that?
Oh, I just flung it.
You just flung it over your head, or from
like this.
Okay.
So
from like beside your head.
Holding it, yeah. So not like like I'm holding it like this. This is not the knife. The
blade to it.
Right, the blade. I'm not. I for dang sure did not stab him. That would be insane. I mean, I didn't even think that this would touch him. But I mean, I thought that I would scare him. I would scare him by just grabbing it. I thought I would scare him by just grabbing it, but that didn't work. So anyway, comes at me and then I just flung it. Okay. And I was kind of just trying to fling it past
when
him.
you threw it, when you flung it, how close was he at that time?
I mean, I said 10 feet, but if this is 10 feet, it was definitely more than 10 feet.
Okay.
I mean, if somebody goes into my apartment, they can see how far it was.
Yeah.
But I did not want it to actually injure him.
Mm-hmm.
That
and
what did he do? What
did he do after you flung the knife at him? Did he walk around, or did he fall right then and there, or what happened?
He fell down.
He fell down?
Yeah.
He didn't walk around or anything like that, or still try and chase you, or what?
No, because it hit him.
Because it hit him?
You know where the knife hit him?
I think it's right here.
Okay.
약 4시간이 흐른 밤 10시 45분경 법의학 조사를 위해 옷을 갈아입은 코트니에게 수사관들이 다시 찾아와 충격적인 소식을 전합니다.
So we have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God. This is not real, right? Okay. No, there's no fucking way. Christian died? Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Sure. Yeah.
Relax. It's gonna be fine.
No.
Calm down. Calm down. Take deep breaths.
자신이 죽여놓고 충격받는 모습을 보이는 코트니. 이것은 사이코패스 성향을 보여주는 소름 끼치는 모습이었습니다.
Just take deep breaths. You're gonna be okay.
I need to hug my mom.
I'll talk to your parents and get them over here.
I cannot be left alone in like a room by myself.
You won't be.
After this. No, that's not true. That's not real, right?
It is real.
Christian is dead.
Yes. They're not gonna lie.
I know, I just can't believe it.
I'll talk to your parents. I'm gonna get your parents here ASAP. Deep breaths. Just take deep breaths.
I've been crying so much.
Don't.
And I just can't even cry right now. Holy shit. No. No.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine.
The last thing he ate was Subway.
Quinn, we can't undo what's already happened, so just this is gonna be a process.
Everything's inside right now. So right now everything's being photographed. We do what's called a feral scan, which is like a video, 3D video of it. So once that's done and we're done photographing, we're able to take anything out.
I swear I was holding him for so effing long. And the security lady was standing right there, and I was like, why are they taking so effing long? And I was just sitting there, he's just bleeding and bleeding and bleeding and bleeding and bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. What happens now?
You know.
And I do have another question. Damn, that's not fair for his mom to and see him. And his birthday is in 8 days. Who has been called for him?
Nobody has yet. We're still trying to find his family's information.
Do you have a contact number for them? Maybe it's in your phone?
It might be.
Or in his phone?
You know his password, right?
Definitely, I do know his password, yes.
What's his password? It might be easier for us to get in there.
Password is 0412.
이 소름 돋는 이중성과 악어의 눈물에 속아 넘어간 수사기관은 살인 용의자를 그대로 집으로 돌려보내는 치명적인 실수를 저지르고 말았습니다. 지금까지 취조실에서 주장한 그녀의 진술을 들어봤습니다. 그렇다면 피해자가 아파트에 들어오고 나서 911 신고 전화가 접수되기까지의 14분, 그 시간 동안 도대체 어떤 일이 일어났던 것일까? 코트니의 진술을 토대로 당시 상황을 재구성해 보았습니다. 오후 4시 33분, 크리스천이 아파트로 들어갑니다. 코트니의 주장에 따르면 귀가한 크리스천과 말다툼이 시작되었고 곧 격한 싸움으로 이어졌죠. 이때 크리스천이 자신의 목을 조르고 벽에 강하게 밀쳤다고 진술했습니다. 극도의 공포를 느낀 그녀는 주방으로 달려가 칼을 집어들었고 자신을 보호하기 위해 약 3m 밖에서 칼을 던졌다는 겁니다. 그렇게 날아간 칼은 크리스천의 가슴에 꽂혔고 피를 흘리며 쓰러진 남자친구를 안고 지혈하며 사투를 벌였다고 주장했습니다. 생존을 위한 어쩔 수 없는 선택이었다는 그녀의 스토리. 그런데 이 진술에는 팩트와 정면으로 충돌하는 치명적인 모순이 있었습니다. 그녀의 말대로 건장한 남성이 목을 조르고 벽에 강하게 밀쳤다면 목이나 팔에는 멍자국이나 찰과상 같은 방어흔이 남아있어야만 합니다. 하지만 사건 직후 촬영된 코트니의 사진을 보면 격렬한 몸싸움의 흔적은커녕 너무나도 깨끗한 상태였습니다. 눈앞에서 남자친구가 피를 쏟으며 의식을 잃어가고 있던 그 14분. 그녀는 911 신고로 구조를 요청하는 대신 자신의 어머니에게 2번이나 전화를 걸었던 사실까지 밝혀졌습니다. 이제 그녀가 감춰둔 모든 거짓말이 부서졌습니다. 이제 이 살인범이 어떤 처벌을 받을지 법정으로 시선을 옮겨봐야겠습니다. (2022년 11월) 플로리다주 마이애미 데이드 카운티 법원. 검찰과 변호인단은 본격적인 재판에 앞서 피고인의 구속 여부를 결정하는 보석 심리에서부터 사활을 건 전면전을 시작했습니다. 변호인단의 전략은 확고했습니다. 코트니는 상습적인 가정폭력에 시달리던 피해자이며 사건 당일에도 생명의 위협을 느껴 어쩔 수 없이 칼을 던진 정당방위였다는 겁니다. 반면 검찰은 그녀를 통제불능의 분노를 가진 가해자이자 막대한 재력을 이용해 도주할 우려가 매우 높은 2급 살인 피고인으로 규정했습니다. 변호인단은 피고인의 아버지인 킴 클레니'를 증인석에 세웠습니다.
Could you please tell us your name?
Kim Clenny.
And how do you know Courtney?
I'm her father. It was very toxic, and I knew from the beginning and that he was not treating her correctly. I saw proof with my own eyes. I heard calls between them, calls to my wife. I heard many things that a father who loves his daughter very deeply should never have to put up with.
아버지는 딸이 절대 도주할 사람이 아니며 오히려 죽은 피해자로부터 끔찍한 통제와 학대를 받아왔다며 판사의 동정심에 호소했습니다. 하지만 이 감성적인 전략은 검찰이 내세운 핵심 증인 앞에서 무참히 박살나고 맙니다. 검찰은 죽은 크리스천의 시신을 직접 부검한 검시관을 증인으로 소환했습니다.
Good afternoon, Dr. Hutchins.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming back today. If you could please introduce yourself to the court.
My name is Kenneth Hutchins. I'm the Chief Medical Examiner for the Miami-Dade County Medical Examining Department.
And now in regards to the wound itself, was it a singular wound?
Yes.
그리고 그의 입에서 코트니의 주장을 정면으로 반박하는 결정적인 법의학적 증거가 쏟아져 나옵니다.
And how exactly would you describe the wound?
It's a sharp force injury wound that has nice, clean, sharp margins. It's extended open. It was 4.4 centimeters in length with the sutures in it, and when the sutures are removed, it's 4 by 1.5 centimeters. There's a lot of hemorrhage beneath it, and there's no contusion or abrasion around it. So that suggests that it's a sharp force injury and not some other type of injury.
And is it consistent with what you would see with a knife injury?
Yes.
So in regards to the wound itself, what type of injury did that knife wound lead to?
It went down into the soft tissue and through the muscle and injured the right subclavian artery.
Now, Dr. Hutchins, if you could explain, was this a stab wound or an incision wound?
A stab wound.
And what are the differences?
Well, in general, an incise wound is longer on the skin than it goes into the body. A stab wound is measured shorter on the outside of the skin than it goes into the body.
And in regards to this wound specifically being a stab wound, how far into the body did it go?
Approximately 8 centimeters.
Now, could you explain exactly the location of the wound?
The wound is on the right side of the chest, 13 inches below the top of the head and 6 inches to the right of the midline of the front of the body.
And now this wound specifically, did it have to penetrate muscle?
Yes.
And how much force specifically would be needed to say, breaking the skin for a wound like this?
Well, people have done experiments to see how much force it takes for a knife to go into different parts of the body. If the point of the knife is sharp, it takes between 8 to 12 pounds to get through the skin.
You know, based on the information that you had in your observations, you know, the position of the wound, the angle of the wound, the depth of the wound, does that support that the victim and the defendant were face to face when this happened?
As a hypothetical?
As a hypothetical.
Yes.
And as another hypothetical, based on the same position, observations, the angle, the depth, does it support that the victim was stabbed?
Yes.
Based on the same observations, does it support that at least 8 to 12 pounds of force would have been used in order to create that damage?
In general, yes.
And that damage being breaking through the skin, plunging the knife 3 inches into the victim's chest, and cutting through muscle, eventually the subclavian artery?
Yes.
Now, based on the information you received that the defendant was alleged to have thrown this knife, you know, do your observations support that?
I'm not an expert in knife throwing. If the person who supposedly did this is an expert knife thrower, and the knife is the type of knife that you can throw, I guess that could have happened.
Now, as a result of this case, did you come to a cause, or did you make a determination as to the cause and manner of death?
Yes.
Could you please explain those to the court?
The cause of death was stab wound of right subclavian artery. The manner of death was homicide.
All right, I have no further questions.
위험용으로 던졌다는 그녀의 진술이 완벽한 거짓말임이 과학적으로 입증되는 순간입니다.
How exactly did you throw it? Did you throw like that?
How many times?
No, how exactly did you throw it? Like you threw it like this, or kind of like you flung it at him, overhead, or how did that?
Oh, I just flung it.
You just flung it over your head, or from
like this?
Okay.
And if she was to tell you, this hypothetical was posed to you, that she's 10 feet away, so roughly as far as I am from you, and she used the word flung the knife, and you weren't provided any further information that she was a knife-throwing expert, is it your opinion that she could not throw the knife?
She said she flung it?
Flung it.
I would say that that is not something that could have happened given the injury that this person has.
No further questions, Judge.
궁지에 몰린 변호인단은 이를 반박하기 위해 특이한 전문가를 증인으로 내세웠습니다.
Good afternoon, Dr. Mirchi. Can you tell the court what you were retained to do in this case?
As to whether a thrown knife, specifically the knife involved in this particular case, could penetrate and inflict the wound found on Mr. Benson. I asked the defense team to proffer an identical weapon so that weapon could be built on the evidence and tested with. This was done both with myself and with Mr. Branson.
We'll just keep going. Let me just ask you this. What is your opinion in this case?
That a thrown knife, such as identical to the one used in this particular case to inflict a lethal wound, could have been thrown and inflicted said wound. This particular knife is very sharp, and getting to the skin, it gets to the skin very easily. Most knives only require 6 to 12 pounds of pressure. So, a human being, even average or less than average strength, could easily fly this knife up to 6 inches.
What, if anything, does this demonstration show you?
Well, he threw 6 knives, and he essentially had 3 of them stick, and the 4th one came in and hit one of the 3rd one, knocking the 3rd one out, but probably that would have been an impalement. Then there was a clean miss, number 5. Number 6, the impact was just barely grazed the side of the carcass. It was not representative. What we did was, in the knife, at the point of impalement, where the skin touched the edge of the knife, indelible marker was used to mark the side of the knife. And then after, as you see here, and then after that happened, the knife was removed and simply put in front of a tape measure ruler to measure the inches of penetration. And so that's what's being happened here. This is, you can see that this particular penetration was in excess close to 5 inches.
And what was, in this case, Mr. O붐selli, the depth of the knife wound? What was that?
It was about 3 1/4 inch, something in that order.
특정한 각도와 힘으로 칼이 날아간다면 던진 칼로도 깊은 상처를 낼 수 있다는 억지스러운 주장을 펼치며 방어에 나섰죠. 하지만 법의학적 팩트를 뒤집기엔 역부족이었습니다.
So what we have is the nature of this relationship is whenever this defendant isn't happy with how Mr. O붐selli is acting, she resorts to violence. She resorts to screaming, she resorts to yelling, and the same thing happened on this day. So we sit here today, when we hear her statement, we get the confirmation that the same scenario is happening from the mother. The mother is talking to the detective and says, I hear yelling through the phone. I don't hear any threats, but I hear them yelling. I don't hear any violence, but I hear yelling. And she hears both of them yelling. So you get the same type of scenario where the defendant is saying, you lied. And you get the same sort of motive where she's going to act and keep acting upon it. In this situation, in her statement specifically, she talks about, and she references him as definitely the victim. She used the word exactly, he's definitely the victim. And that's at 3234 in that statement. And then she talks about how there's this whole scenario where she's choked up against the wall, that she can't breathe. And she makes it a very big point in that first time she says it to bring up 2, 3, 4 times that she cannot breathe. Now when she goes through the story again, she doesn't mention it once. And that's an inconsistency. And that's the reality, is because it didn't happen. So when she said she's then brought down to the ground, and these are all during these times, at the point in time where she's now brought down to the ground and she changes this, she says she now changes it from grasping at her neck and holding her to where she can't breathe, it's an open hand. So that's an inconsistency. She then talks about how after this apparent attack, she's able to get away, get her phone, and talk to her mom. What's interesting about that is she then immediately goes and sits next to where the defendant is. How does that make sense? This person who apparently just choked you, attacked you, you're going to now just sit next to him. You're not going to call 911. You're not going to try to leave the apartment. No, you're going to just sit next to him. That's inconsistent, Judge. That doesn't make sense. So she's sitting next to him and she's talking about, and this is where you heard the statement from the mother where he's following her around and they're yelling at each other. When we talk about this whole point in time where she's on the phone, the defendant says this angered the victim. And at that point in time, he's trying to grab the phone from her, so she grabs the knife. What she makes very apparent is her location. She says, so in the photograph that Your Honor has, it shows the knife at the corner edge of this kitchen. She would have to travel close to 8 feet to get to where the refrigerator is, which she says she's in front of the refrigerator, which would mean she would be traveling back to where the victim is. Again, that doesn't make sense unless you're coming to attack somebody. She talks about that, he's running at her, and then she changes her words multiple times in that first statement. First she says he's running, then he's charging, and then he's aggressively walking. And for her sake, thank goodness the detective stopped her, because she would have kept going down and changing how fast he was coming at her.
Objection, Your Honor.
So at that point in time, she goes to explain exactly what her actions are with this knife. And she talks about it. And the detective talks first about how far away. And they try to talk about in regards to the room. And they come to this conclusion that it's not 20 feet, but it's definitely more than 10 feet away. And so she talks about, and he asks her to describe how she threw this knife. And he's trying to give her any out at this point, where he's saying over the head, and she goes, no, I flung it. And she uses the word herself, flung. She flung this knife. There's nothing in that recording that talks about her having any sort of specialized knife training or knowing how to throw knives. And the amount of force that she could have created is nowhere near possible, 8 to 12 pounds, to be able to break through the skin of the victim. And you heard that from the medical examiner, and that's as consistent as can be. The reality is, if given more information, perhaps his opinion changes, but for what's before him, based on her statement, based on who she is, she could not have thrown that knife. So what do we have? We have a stab wound, and that's the medical examiner's opinion. It's a stab wound, and as a result of that stab wound, the victim is dead. And so the state has put forward that not only has she committed this crime, but it's not self-defense, because we've put forward the evidence that contradicts her claims of self-defense, that shows her to be a liar, and to show that she's acting consistent with her nature in this relationship. But most importantly, Judge, she makes this final sort of conclusory statement saying, I don't know, I really don't know if this is justified at all. There's no bigger red flag. She has now just told the detective self-defense and gave this whole spiel of what happened, and then says it doesn't make sense, that it's not justified. So, judges, all of this case has shown that the victim is dead. That is certain. And it's certain that she did it. And the only evidence before Your Honor in regards to self-defense is her statement, which has been riddled with inconsistencies, with lies, not only by her own mother's statement, by the medical examiner's statement, and by herself. So, Judge, when you talk about the facts that are before you, there's no doubt, let alone proof evident presumption great, that the defendant committed this crime, and certainly there's a substantial probability that she committed this crime and that she was not acting in self-defense. Thank you.
The state judge has failed to present proof evident presumption great for second-degree murder. Not only that, because this kind of is a mixed hearing, they have also failed to present proof of substantial likelihood that second-degree murder is the appropriate charge in this case. In order to prove second-degree murder, O붐selli's is dead. We stipulate to that. The death was caused by the criminal act of Courtney Clenny. That's a disagreement that it was a criminal act. There's evidence of self-defense here to rebut any of the state's evidence. And the unlawful killing, again, if it's self-defense, it is unlawful. One of the biggest hurdles the state has here is demonstrating a depraved mind without regard for life and human life. And we'll talk about how that's defined in the case law. Just the definition of what an imminently dangerous act is. The depraved mind portion, which the state fails miserably on, is that this was done with ill will, hatred, spite, or evil intent. The evidence taken in the light most favorable to the state shows that this occurred, this was a reaction by Ms. Clenny defending her life when there was a physical altercation taking place. We know that. The neighbors called, everyone knows it was an argument that took place. This is not the type of offense that second-degree murder is the appropriate charge. Again, justifiable use of deadly force. The appearance of the danger must have been so real that a reasonably constituted prudent person under the same circumstances would have believed that the danger could be avoided only through the use of that force. Clenny must have actually believed that danger was real. How do we know that Ms. Clenny knew that danger was real? It's even in her own statement. And what the state just highlighted, that she's like, I don't know if it's justified. What they leave out, and that's really what the state's case here is, mischaracterizing things and leaving things out, not giving the full picture to this court. At the end of that statement, she says, she's like, all I know is I was scared. The 911 call, you can see her frantic, trying to get help. That eliminates the ill will that the state has to prove in this case. Again, reasonable grounds to believe she was in danger of death. The difference of the physical stature of this individual, he's outweighed her by 50 pounds, was a lot taller, physically fit. This gentleman could wreak havoc on her had he chose to. Now, what's important here is the state, talks about, I flung it. The detective in this case couldn't remember a lot of things. Your Honor can evaluate his testimony, but what's important, especially in this type of case, would be, hey, you know what? Let's talk about how you flung that knife. Did you throw it? Did you wind up? He never goes to have her describe that. Really fails to have her go through, because that would have been something that probably should have been done. Show me again. How did you throw the knife? He goes through this statement with her 3 times and never goes and does follow-up. But again, Your Honor has gone through the full statement. It is not inconsistent. The detective even said, I asked a couple of times because sometimes people remember more detail when you go through it again. And that's what her statement is. It's not inconsistent at all.
And Your Honor, the testimony is clear. The medical examiner made it very apparent that unless there's some sort of information before him that this defendant is a knife-throwing expert, she would not have been able to throw this knife to where it went 3 inches into his chest, and that led to his artery being severed. So we stand here with a number of items of evidence that contradict this claim of self-defense. That and the fact of her history of showing that she is the aggressive one in this relationship. Self-proclaimed. In her own statement, she says she's the aggressive one in her relationship. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no way that she would have been able to throw this knife and have it land into his chest to the point of the depth that it did, and with the amount of force to break through the skin. And there's no evidence that contradicts what the medical examiner has come here and said before, Your Honor. Judge, at the end of the day, the defendant is caught up with her back up against the wall. She has a situation where she has acted out as she's shown consistent with the nature of the relationship. She stabbed the victim. He's dying. He's bleeding. She doesn't know what to do. She's on the phone with her mother trying to figure out what to do. And that's consistently shown that she's trying to plan and figure out what to do. Finally, she calls 911. And at that point in time, when she's brought down to the police department, the mother's text messages indicate to her and allege self-defense. And innocent people are found guilty all the time. You don't text that unless you know what happened in that room, unless you heard what happened, unless your daughter told you he's been stabbed, that I stabbed him. That's why you bring up self-defense. She doesn't mention any of that, though, when the detective is there. And so that's the reality, is she's hoping that her daughter still has her phone so that she's going to hear that, see that, and not give the statement that you put before Your Honor that doesn't make sense. So, Your Honor, we've brought forward the evidence that we have. We've shown that she is inconsistent with her story. She's been contradicted by numerous witnesses, including her own mother. That the bruises that defense has brought to you, they don't make sense. So, at this point in time, Judge, there's no other reason to know what happened in that room other than that this is the defendant acting out and consistent with what she's done in the past. That she didn't like something that Mr. O붐selli's did, and from the victim's mother's own words, lying. She wanted him out, and when he was trying to defend himself, to have some conversation with her, she stabbed him. So we're here, Judge, because the defendant has committed a second-degree murder. She stabbed him, the victim is dead, she's shown ill will, hatred, and spite, and as a result of her actions, it's not a justified killing. So, at this point, Judge, we believe we have met our burden, not only for Arthur, but also under pretrial detention. Thank you.
I mean, obviously in State versus Arthur, Your Honor, once you make a decision, even if you find proof evident presumption great, the court still can grant a bond. With respect, there's no evidence that there would be any intimidation or danger to O붐selli's family or anything like that. And with respect to committing a new crime while on pretrial release, I don't believe there's any evidence to support that. But going specifically, Judge, to why Courtney is not a flight risk. First of all, I understand she does not have ties to this community, the South Florida community. But she does have ties to the United States, born and raised. She was raised in Texas. She obviously, as you know, is very close to her parents, who are both here today, Deborah and Kim. She has a sister. She has many aunts, uncles. And so, Judge, we are asking not only from Phase 1 that the state has not met its burden, but now in Phase 2, we would say that there absolutely is no evidence that she would be a harm to the community, and that there are reasonable conditions of bond that could be set. Upon release, Mr. Prieto and I would pick her up, personally take custody of her, fly her to Texas to get the bracelet monitor put on her ankle, and take her to her parents' home, so that we ensure that she does get safely to the house and she's there. So we ask the court to grant a bond in this case.
So, Judge, the question is whether she's a flight risk and a danger to the community. In regards to the flight risk component to it, defense concedes she has no communal ties here to Miami-Dade County. They've conceded that this court cannot monitor her with any systems that we use here in Miami-Dade County. This court would have no control over any sort of system that would be in place over in Texas. It would have no control if the defendant decided to cut off her monitor and flee. It would have no control if the defendant's family decided to assist her in trying to leave the jurisdiction. So there are certain situations where even when she's with her family, she has shown that she is violent, and that not only is the community not safe, she's not safe, and her family would not be safe.
양측의 팽팽한 공방을 모두 지켜본 판사는 마침내 결단을 내립니다. 검찰 측의 증거가 훨씬 신빙성이 높다고 판단한 판사는 코트니 측의 막대한 보석금 제한을 전면 기각했습니다. 살인 피고인을 재판이 끝날 때까지 구치소에 가둬두기로 결정한 겁니다. 재판은 완벽하게 검찰 쪽으로 기우는 듯 했습니다. 피고인은 구속되었고 진실은 밝혀지는 것 같았죠. 그런데 바로 이 시점, 사건의 판도를 또 한 번 뒤흔들 충격적인 사건이 발생합니다. 2024년 1월 30일 텍사스주 트래비스 카운티 코트니의 친부모인 킴 클레니와 데보라 클레니가 전격 체포되는 충격적인 사건이 발생했습니다.
We have new developments in the OnlyFans model murder case against defendant Courtney Clenny. Her parents have now also been arrested in connection with the case.
You don't have a weapon on you, do you? I know you got your CHL, so. Oh, yeah. Okay. No weapon on you? No, it's okay. Ms. Klein? Ben Ryan, I'm with the Travis County Sheriff's Office. We have a couple of detectives that are up the road. They're going to come down here and talk to you and your wife. Is your wife home today? Yes. Okay, not a problem. And then they'll kind of explain a little bit about what's going on. I mean, obviously, I think it's related to your daughter's case in Florida, but that's about all we really understand. There are warrants for you and your wife's arrest. What? I know. I'm going to let them explain that to you real quick, and so we can kind of get behind all that. And then we're going to try to make this as easy on you as possible, right? I mean, while they have warrants for your arrest, y'all aren't criminals. We're going to try to work through this as, low-key as possible today. They're going to explain that to you. I don't really have all, I don't know enough about the case to understand how this all works together. Right. But they'll be here in a few minutes, and so... Can I call our attorney? In a moment, if that's what you'd like to do. I understand that. Right. Is your phone in the truck? Yeah. Do you want me to go talk to your wife first, or what do you want to do? How do you want to handle that as far as that? Truck back up in here and let me go tell her. Okay. If you let me hold on to your phone, I don't want you making any phone calls. We can let you put your truck up. I think that's reasonable. Deborah's in the house. Taking us in today? Yes. So I know it's hard to wrap your head around. This is insanity. Yeah. This whole thing is bullshit. I have an opinion on that. I don't get to have an opinion on that, right? Professionally, they've ran this through they have a legal warrant for your arrest. We're helping facilitate that because you are here in our jurisdiction, but we were trying to do that as low-key as possible.
Okay. I have to cancel Ashley. I'm supposed to be here in 30 minutes.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Deborah.
So,
No, I'm not okay.
I know.
Nobody's going to hurt you. I understand. I mean,
I
you're
know.
physically
This
okay.
whole
You'll get
deal
through
is
this.
bullshit. We certainly understand.
We have nothing to do with the case. Believe me.
She was persecuted by and she's getting persecuted now, and now we're getting persecuted.
You're going to have your opportunity. She has a court date this week, doesn't she?
Right.
Yeah. So she'll have. Believe me, we're both parents. We understand.
Well, I'm not talking to that detective guy called Frank. That's
you're right. You know
completely
that.
understandable.
Do we
I
need
can't
to tell
imagine
Morgan
why
too?
we would be getting arrested.
So, as Detective Wright, you already spoke to, I think you've been informed that you guys have a couple of arrest warrants issued out of the state of Florida. Okay, so you will be booked today under those arrest warrants. Okay, we are conducting an investigation out of the state of Florida. I'm sure you guys have a couple of questions for us, as we would have a couple of questions for you. If you would want to, we'd be happy to talk to you. If not, you do have the right to an attorney.
Well, what are the warrants for?
What are the warrants for?
But what is the charge?
The charge is, it's called A1506 out of the state of Florida. It's unauthorized computer access. Okay, so it's basically a hacking charge out of the state of Florida. It's a computer crime.
A computer crime?
Whose computer?
Again, those are details of the case that we'd be happy to discuss if it gets down to that.
This is insanity.
But it is involving a computer as well as other property. There's a subset of property that has come up.
But I don't know whose computer you're talking about.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a hacker. Like the president. All right. Give each other some hugs and stuff, right? Because once the patrol gets here and what have you, so give each other some hugs and stuff and some peer support. You're going to go to the exact same place. You're going to see each other, but they probably won't let y'all speak because they don't let men and women talk in the booking facility for the most part. So They're going to transport together, right? Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and get you guys Okay. in here. And I'm so sorry. They're going to cuff you guys up. There's no way to avoid that. We're going to try to make that as low They're key gonna as cuff us? possible. Yeah, there's no way to avoid it. That's because that's transport rules.
You can get. I'm going to pat you down real quick right here. Okay.
What was your detective? Why? This is my card.
Alrighty.
놀랍게도 이들의 체포 과정에서 마이애미 경찰의 끔찍한 부실 수사 정황이 수면 위로 드러났습니다. 사건 직후 코트니가 초기 신문을 마치고 집으로 돌아갔을 때 그녀의 아버지가 살인 현장에 들어가 물건들을 챙겨 나온 겁니다. 가장 충격적인 건 그 물건들 중에 죽은 피해자의 노트북이 포함되어 있었다는 사실입니다. 아버지는 딸이 알려준 비밀번호를 이용해 피해자의 노트북에 무단으로 접속했던 것이었죠. 미국 형법에서 범죄 현장의 물건에 손을 대거나 피해자의 전자기기에 무단으로 접속하는 행위는 증거인멸 및 컴퓨터 무단 접속 혐의가 적용되는 중범죄입니다. 유죄가 인정될 경우 부모는 최대 5년 이상의 징역형에 처해질 수 있는 심각한 범죄 행위였죠. 살인사건의 현장을 훼손하고 죽은 피해자의 노트북을 해킹하려 한 중범죄 혐의. 시민들은 당연히 이들이 무거운 처벌과 함께 구속될 거라 믿었습니다. 하지만 이들 부모에게 책정된 보석금은 고작 한 사람당 $5,000, 우리 돈 약 700만 원에 불과했습니다. 이들은 보석금을 내고 유가족을 비웃기라도 하듯 가벼운 발걸음으로 법원을 빠져나왔습니다.
The parents of an OnlyFans model charged with murder are out of jail after they were brought to South Florida following their arrest in the case.
The arrest of the parents of Courtney Clenny and the new charges against Courtney Clenny are incredibly troubling. This is an attempt to neutralize them and bully them. Law enforcement, when they showed up at the apartment on April 3rd, did what law enforcement does, which is a crime scene sweep. They collect anything of evidentiary value. That was left behind. Nobody from the decedent's family, next of kin, many attorneys have reached out to the Clenny family and asked for any property, or any of the lawyers standing here. They're leaning on that to create what they call, and this is in the warrant, criminal intent. That is absolute nonsense.
그리고 이를 기점으로 분위기를 반전시킨 코트니의 호화 변호인단은 검찰을 향해 맹렬한 역공을 시작합니다. 검찰이 부모의 아이클라우드 데이터를 수집하는 과정에서 사생활과 변호인 비밀유지 특권을 침해했다고 주장했습니다.
One of the issues, or really the main issue, was that the original warrant issued for the iClouds of Courtney Clenny, Kim Clenny, and Deborah Clenny, in our argument, invaded Kim and Deborah Clenny's privacy right under Article 1, Section 23 of the Florida State Constitution. But under the rules of criminal procedure, Judge, essentially this is just all sensitive material that should not be disclosed to the state. Our issue has been not simply the breadth of the warrant. Specifically, Judge, the warrant allows the state to go through Kim and Deborah Clenny's iCloud data from November of 2020 to present is what's in the warrant, but that was November of 2023. So a 3-year period wherein the issue, the subject criminal offense, Courtney Clenny's homicide charge occurred April 3rd of 2022. So we've asked the state to narrow or at least advise what exactly they are looking for and why they believe there would be evidence of a second-degree homicide 2 years prior or 2 years after on the iCloud data of the defendant's parents who weren't even in the state at the time it occurred. By the state's own theory of prosecution, this was a heat-of-the-moment incident that occurred and resulted in the death of Mr. O붐셀리를. So what we're asking for, Your Honor, is to restrict the disclosure to the state.
검찰은 사건의 배경 파악을 위해 3년치 데이터가 필요하다고 맞섰지만 재판부는 결국 변호인의 손을 들어주었습니다.
Well, essentially, Mr. Abuhoff, you would suggest that the court ruled that the date range that I know you're not in agreement with the date range, but it is what it is. That all of the property that is contained in pages 2 and 3 of the affidavit in support of the search warrant be allowed, notwithstanding whether it has to do with communications.
Correct.
I'm going to rule that from 4/1/21 to 8/26/22, the protective order is granted. It will solely be as to communications at this point for that period of time. In the course of your investigation, if you wish for the court to revisit that, then you may do so. But at this point, it is limited to communications.
검찰의 접근 권한을 2021년 4월부터 사건 직후인 2022년 8월까지의 통신 내역으로만 엄격히 제한했습니다. 재판이 이처럼 진흙탕 공방으로 빠져드는 가운데 당초 4월로 예정되어 있던 본격적인 살인죄 재판 일정마저 결국 뒤로 밀리고 말았습니다. 그 결정적인 이유는 바로 양측 증인들의 출석 불발이었습니다.
Good morning, Your Honor. Frank Day from Ms. Clenny.
Good morning, everyone, and Ms. Clenny is present. All right, I'll hear from the state.
Yes, so we've had, I want to say, closer to 15 or 16 depositions scheduled throughout this week. We had, frankly, so far none of them appear yesterday. Today we anticipate at least one of the group coming, and then throughout the week maybe a couple more, but at least for the first round these are all Williams-Rule witnesses and trying to make them available. That obviously is important as we're moving forward and making sure that this case can be tried by both sides. So at this point, from the state side, because I haven't been able to avail all of these witnesses for the defense, I'm asking for at least a state continuance. If the defense would like to join in making it a joint continuance, that would be fine.
Okay, Mr. Prieto or Ms. Puglisi?
Judge, we clearly, based on the failure of these witnesses to appear and the work we have remaining, we would join in the continuance. It would be disingenuous for us to say we're already.
합법적인 핑계들 속에 재판이 겉돌자 이를 지켜보던 판사마저 결국 폭발하고 말았습니다.
Let me just ask, I mean, if we're in this same position the next time we come back and these witnesses are just not appearing, I mean, there's going to have to come a time when it's fish or cut bait, right? Like you can't go forward with the Williams-Rule witnesses that you would like then, right? Probably something I would say maybe in the third week of August, something like that, but I need a little bit more time to go through the court's calendar, so 5/1 for status. Anything else, Mr. Abuhoff? Mr. Prieto or Ms. Puglisi? Judge, thank you.
최고급 변호인단을 고용해 사법부의 맹점을 철저하게 이용하고 있는 코트니 클레니. 과연 그녀는 결국 어떤 법의 심판을 받게 될까? 만약 그녀의 끈질긴 정당방위 주장이 법원에서 인정된다면 그녀는 모든 혐의를 벗고 무죄로 당당하게 풀려나게 될 겁니다. 하지만 2급 살인 혐의가 확정된다면 그녀는 플로리다주 법에 따라 최대 종신형을 선고받고 남은 평생을 감옥에서 보내야 합니다. 진실을 밝히려는 자와 돈으로 진실을 지연시키려는 자. 백인의 눈물로 시작된 이 기막힌 살인극의 결말은 과연 어떻게 끝이 날까?
It just is difficult. Your kids make mistakes and they fall down, you pick them up and you hope they make their way. But it's extremely difficult to know that she's been there 2 years, wrongfully, I might add. It really hurts. But as I've told Courtney, we're not afraid of the truth.
여러분은 이 사건에 대해 어떻게 생각하시나요? 여러분의 생각을 댓글로 남겨주세요. 구독과 좋아요, 댓글은 영상을 만드는데 큰 힘이 됩니다. 감사합니다. 처벌 실화냐?